All right. So one of the things that happens in Second Life is that often you crash. So that's what just happened. So we're just going to continue on as if everything went according to plan. But sometimes in Second Life you have to relog. So we crashed just before we got to the GlastonBelli Bakery. But let's go inside and see what we can see. You can climb up these stairs, click on the door. Actually, no, the door opens on its own. And if you wanted to, you could collect one of the many savory delights, including the raspberry lemon cake. You can get a fork, just attach, and boom, you are enjoying lemon cake. Now to get rid of it, just right click and detach. I'm going to show you how to do this in appearance, because sometimes you cannot find. Okay. So if you are in Second Life and you're in the Second Life viewer, you want to find the t-shirt icon over on the left hand side. Sometimes it's down here, and that is your appearance folder. Now when you are clicking on things and it will add attachments, click yes. So that adds this. Now you add a fork, click yes. And as I showed you before, boom, you are enjoying a piece of cake. Now, say you don't want to have that. You don't want to wear that anymore. Some of these things will cause it to disappear on its own after a certain period of time, but sometimes you want to take it off yourself so that you're not holding this, because you can be holding it and you have a piece of cake and sometimes they do not have time lapses, so you're stuck wearing these. You can either right click with your mouse and hit detach, but sometimes you're like, uh-oh, now I can't find this, I don't know where it is. Okay, so go to your appearance folder, and you have 3 tabs. There's an outfit gallery, my outfits, and wearing. If you go to temporary attachments, see that fork right there? Just right click and detach it, and it takes it off. Another way to detach things. So another thing you can do is you can, I believe you can sit on here and you can this didn't automatically attach it, but you can go to your inventory. Just going really slowly. Go to your recents. Go to objects. And go to the red paddle and always add, never wear. Always add. This is something to learn for every aspect of Second Life. And so here we are. We are making. Using. Go to your default view, and you can camera around. You can zoom in and out using your arrow keys. This is up or forward, back or down. And your right and left arrow keys, but you can make it look like you're baking bread. Now don't forget where your bread paddle is, because you can either click on it and detach it, or you can detach it in your inventory. More often than not, when you get new things, they're going to be in your objects folder, which is right here. And if you don't have a lot of folders like I do, it'll probably be right there in the beginning. So you can do that, add and everywhere, and detach. Stand up. So some fun kind of interactive things. Oh, here's a fun one. Right outside of the bakery is a wood pile. You can come over here and you can sit on the wood pile, and you can, I'm going to use my arrow keys. Now right now it doesn't do anything, but if you click on the animated wood chopping set, you're going to get an option called Get Axe, and it's going to send you a folder. Now you go back to your inventory, which is the suitcase here, and you go to your recents, and you go to your wood chopping accessories folder, which you just got. You can either right click and add these individually, or, now be careful when you do this, because you don't want to add large folders. Actually, just do it individually. You get a temporary log and a wood axe. Add. X out. Now look. You have an axe in your hand. But that's not all. Watch what happens. Didn't do so well. Well, maybe we have to do it a little harder. Uh-oh. Now we're stuck. One big whack and boom. And then it'll cycle through the animation again. So that's kind of fun. Now hit stand. But you still have your arrow, your axe in your hand, right? Go to the inventory tab, your suitcase. You can detach these by right clicking and detaching. There you go. Now, let's hop back on the train. There's still a few more stops. At the old GlastonBelli Cheddarworx Railway. Now, if you're a new user, and you're familiarizing yourself with the chat, with the buttons down here or on the side, this is your conversations folder, and this little icon here is it's usually at the bottom of your conversations folder, and that's your local chat. Now you can X out of this to close the window completely, or if you open it up again, you hit the minimize button, which is the thing right next to it. It will create an instance of it up here. Which I did. So in case you're wondering, what is that conversation folder up there? That's just now you double click on it, and it opens the conversation folder, just like your Windows has minimize and maximize and X. Second Life works just about the same way. So we're going to take the train up through the redwood trees. We're going to go inside the mountain. Watch that low-hanging branch. Oh, I'll give you an example of some of the touring aspects. So it says, on our way back through the rugged but beautiful GlastonBelli Forest. GlastonBelli Forest. Now you may have noticed there are these ropes. We're going to actually do a stop inside the mountain and we're going to show you how to explore these ropes. Because if you've ever bungee jumped or rappelled or ziplined, you can also do that here at the GlastonBelli Redwood Forest Park. Now the this is the GlastonBelli Cheddarworx Cave Complex. We just went through a waterfall. Now there are different ways, things you can explore here. There is a cheese factory or a cheese store. Whoops. Inside this. Now if you're wondering how I'm doing this, again, the arrow keys is all I'm using. And as long as you're sitting on something, you can, as long as you're sitting on something, you have free rein to use your arrow keys to a certain extent. But, okay, so if we move forward and you see there is a little cheese store and you can interact and get like little cheesy things. So now we're inside the caves of the GlastonBelli Cheddarman. It says here you have a forever tourist passport, which is something for free you can pick up. There is a stamp, you can collect stamps in Second Life. And if you ever get, you know, sometimes you can get discombobulated and you're like, oh no, I don't know where I am anymore. Just click anywhere and hit the escape key on your keyboard and it will default right back to this behind your avatar view. Now this is the Cheddarman Caves, so this is where they store all the cheese. And oh, Cheddarman is not logged in. That's weird. Should be. That is very strange, because we should have passed right by him. Anyway, that's not important. So we're going to be nearing the top of the caves. And it's going to stop here. And then we're going to stand up. And we're going to step out and we're going to head off to the right. Or left, rather. Now this is an elevator. So you're going to stand on the elevator and you can either use this wheel or you can click on the elevator itself. Choose the top floor because we're on the bottom floor. And up the elevator goes. And here we are in a mini version of Stonehenge. Now the story of Stonehenge and Glastonbury, which is what the GlastonBelli pyramid stage was created to emulate is that the Glastonbury Music Festival in England is like a music festival that's been celebrating 50 years. But in the early days of the festival, the hippies would come to Stonehenge and then they would commune at Stonehenge and then go to the Glastonbury Festival from there. Now let's show you how, okay, so here's another thing you can have. You can get a complimentary GlastonBelli cheesesteak. And again, I'm using my Alt key changes your mouse into a magnifying glass, and if you click down your mouse, then you can pretty much move anywhere as long as you're holding the mouse key down. And you can do that. Now, if you are, another way to enhance your view is if you're holding down your Alt key, you can hold down your Control key, which is the key labeled CTRL. And if you do that, you can have even more freedom of movement. Now you're like, Cranston, now my view's all screwed up. Just lift up on your keys, lift up on your mouse, use your arrow keys, and it'll automatically default back to your behind the camera view. Okay, so these are the zip lines. Now, is this a zip line? Yes, it's either a zip line or a rope traverse. Okay, so I'm stuck with, hold down the Alt key, hold down the Control key, hold down the left key on your mouse. I am stuck with the GlastonBelli cheesesteak. Again, you can either right-click and detach, or go to your appearance folder if you can't find it. Go to your wearing folder. There are two. One is called temporary attachments, and that is always where these sorts of things are going to be. Right-click and detach it from there if you can't find it when you're wearing it. Okay. So you can explore using ropes. Now, do not sit, even though it says sit to start, do not right-click and sit on the rope, because all that will happen is this, which is not the way you want to experience it. You want to hover your mouse over until your mouse becomes a chair. Then sit. And boom, you are traversing and exploring with an awesome view, watching the world go by underneath you, watching the rivers go by. It will automatically stand you up. But look, hey, there's another one. Let's try it again. Again, hover over till you get a chair. And now we are traversing this rope. And it will drop you off when it gets to the end. And then we'll go over to this one. So all sorts of ways to explore the many, and all. This is an open world in Second Life and here at GlastonBelli, so you can travel the paths. You can actually lose yourself in the forest. You can fly here. So, and that is, okay, so your new user, the home key on your keyboard will make you fly. Page up makes you go higher. Page down makes you go lower. And then there are the usual forward and back, right and left, with the up arrow or the back arrow, up and down, up or forward, back or down, right and left. Page up again to fly, so you can land. And this is another place where if you wanted to, you could relax. You can sleep. But this is actually, okay, so here's another fun thing you can do. At the top of the Cheddarworx Caves, this is a place where if you have a large group of people, you can sit in a large group and have a group outing. Because you can sit here, you can sit on these tree stumps, you can sit on this log bench, you can sit, and again use your arrow keys to move around if you want to get a better view. So if you have a group and you want to have a group outing here, GlastonBelli, and you want to have a place to either meet or take a rest, this is a spot. Another thing you can do at GlastonBelli is zip lining, which while that rope over there gave you a slow tour exploration, if you have your mouse over the zip line, watch this. Whee! So you can go from Stonehenge to the GlastonBelli Pyramid stage very quickly, and it will automatically drop you. I'm going to fly up again. To fly, hit your home key, page up, and I'm going to show you one of the last, actually no, second to last, because you can bungee jump here at the GlastonBelli Redwoods. Where do you do it? Oh, here it is. So in the area, which is the landing point for the Redwood Forest Park, is a horse reser, and this little button here, this little sign here, which hasn't quite res, but it says click and go up. If you click it and you sit on that, it takes you up to bungee jumping. And all you need to do is follow the directions. Sit, and there you go. You're bungee jumping. Now, my body didn't disappear. This is just a resing issue. You zoom in closer, you can see that. It's still there. Now this will automatically detach you after a certain time, and yes, it is. You will not be injured, but it will basically just drop you. But if you wanted to bungee jump right here by the landing point for the park is again that sign. And there it is, it's finally res. Just follow directions, click and go up. All right, I'm going to show you one more thing. Oops, I was underneath the stand for... Let's go back to Stonehenge. So we're going to fly. And again, that's the home key to fly, and then page down, which is PG DN sometimes on smaller keyboards, or page down as sometimes is written. And you come over here to the Stonehenge, and you see this TIE fighter for all you Star Wars fans, and a poorly rendered, there he is, Stormtrooper. Now you can either follow directions to click here to teleport to the TIE Fighter roller coaster, or you can just move forward and it will automatically, well, take you right up there. Now this is a fun roller coaster experience. Yes, you are on top of the Millennium Falcon, and all you need to do is right click and sit on the TIE Fighter. Use your arrow keys to turn around. You want to click on this area right here,
10, 9,
and that will start the countdown just like the other one. Now
6,
hit your escape key
4,
and you're ready to go.
3, 2, 1.
If you move your mouse out, you get a little better view. Use your arrow keys, you can change your view, right and left, zoom in, zoom out, default back to the escape. Well, sometimes on the rides it can get a little borky, but just use your arrow keys. And that's it. Now if your view does get all... So actually, let's try it again.
Ten, 9, 8, 7,
Escape, or hit the escape key.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Oops.
Where have you been?
So these go like every few seconds. So if you miss one, just get on the next one. Now let's see if the view gets a little borked. Borked is my word for screwed up, weirded out. Oh. Oh, maybe this one came in. Okay, hit stand. We're gonna ride it again.
How rude. Goodness gracious me. Lost. Where have you been? What are you talking about?
I'll take the second one this time.
I've just about had enough.
Each of these seats,
Hello, I think.
2 people, I believe.
They think I am
So there's an opportunity for 6 people to ride it together. Just click this front panel here.
9, 8, 7,
Hit the escape key.
5, 4.
Now the first ones are going to go
2,
first, and then this one will follow like 10 seconds afterwards. So that one's going. So you can actually kind of feel like you're fighting amongst other TIE fighters.
This time you performed too far.
Here we go. Now you can see that my view is no longer behind me, and if I hit the escape key, it doesn't change it. So my view might be a little weird. I'm using my arrow keys to move around. Oops. Here we go in. So now it's like, okay, I hit my escape key, but I'm facing the opposite way. It doesn't matter. As soon as you stand up, defaults right back to the behind the camera view. So, friends, if you're a new user in Second Life and you're using the Second Life viewer, here is your tour of the GlastonBelli Redwood Forest Park. I'm going to leave a link on the YouTube vid, and it'll give you the slurl, which is the map of how to get there. If you click on it and you're in the viewer, it will automatically like show up as a place to go, and then you can go from there. So please, if you're a new user, come enjoy the GlastonBelli Redwood Forest Park. Bye everybody.